We all clean, right? We wash our cars, we scrub our sinks. But have you ever really stopped to think about where all that soap and grime actually goes? I mean, it doesn't just, vanish down the drain. It actually starts a journey, a surprisingly complex story that stretches from your home all the way to the global stage. And today, we're going to follow it. So let's start with something we've all done, washing the car. You're out there, you spray it down, you scrub, you rinse. All that soap and dirt just washes away. But where to? That little stream of sudsy water heading for the storm drain? That's not the end of the story. Turns out it's just the beginning. And that story? Well, it starts with a bit of a dirty secret. Because the very act of cleaning, something we do to make things better, has these immediate, often invisible consequences that most of us just never think about. And that's the key right there. This isn't about some giant, faceless factory somewhere. It's about that bottle of soap right under our own sink. The choices we make in our driveways and our kitchens, they create these ripples that travel so much further than we realize. So, what are these immediate ripples? Well, first, there's the water itself. A lot of the chemicals in our cleaners don't just break down. They can end up in our local rivers and lakes. Then you've got the plastic. Just think for a second how many single-use plastic bottles we all go through. And finally, there's the water we use. A single car wash at home can use over 100 gallons of water. That's a staggering amount, especially when you think about all the places facing water shortages. But okay, it's not all doom and gloom. The story doesn't end there. In fact, it's taking a really hopeful turn. There's this powerful, eco-friendly shift that's starting to happen, and it's all being driven by smarter choices and new habits. You can really see the evolution right here. I mean, the old way was all about harsh chemicals in a throwaway plastic bottle using a ton of water. But today's choice, it's a whole different ballgame. We're talking biodegradable ingredients, refillable bottles, and water-saving methods. And this isn't some far-off fantasy. This is a shift that's happening right now. And you can see these changes taking hold in really practical ways. People are actively looking for biodegradable products. You see refill packs all over the place now, which is great. It saves plastic and it saves us money. And we're getting smarter about how we use water. Swapping a constantly running hose for a simple bucket wash. And this isn't just some niche trend for eco-warriors anymore. We're actually reaching a tipping point where sustainability is becoming the new standard. Green cleaning is no longer the alternative. It is going totally mainstream. So, what's pushing this big shift? It's really a mix of things. A huge piece of the pie, as you can see, is just rising public awareness. We simply know more now, and we care more. But it's also about smarter product design, which we'll get to in a sec. And, of course, you can't ignore the role of official campaigns in educating all of us and encouraging better habits. Okay, let's dig into that smarter product design idea for a moment, because this is really cool. A perfect example is concentrated cleaners. Instead of shipping these big, heavy bottles that are mostly water, companies are selling these tiny refills with just the active ingredients. You just add the water at home. Think about that. It means less plastic, less weight to ship around the world, and a way smaller carbon footprint. It's a brilliant win-win. All right, now let's zoom out, way out. Because these changes that we're seeing in the cleaning aisle, well, they aren't happening in a vacuum. They're actually part of these massive global shifts that are literally rewriting the rules for how we live on this planet. So, what's the first new rule? The immense pressure of climate change. There is this constant, growing global push to reduce our environmental impact. And this isn't just about our individual choices anymore. It's forcing entire industries to completely rethink how they make things, right down to a bottle of kitchen spray. And all that pressure is leading us to a second new rule, the rise of the circular economy. This is a complete shift in thinking. For decades, our system has been take, make, waste. Simple. But now the goal is to create a closed loop, a circle, where we reduce, reuse, and recycle absolutely everything. It's becoming the new expectation for any responsible business. And here's the crucial insight. Being eco-friendly isn't just a nice, feel-good thing to put on your label anymore. It's becoming a real competitive advantage. The brands that are going to win in the future will be the ones that are truly sustainable, because that's exactly what people are starting to demand. So after this whole journey, from our driveways to the global stage, we end up right back where we started, with you, standing in the shopping aisle. Because all of this knowledge, it gives you power. The power to choose better. And honestly, it's simpler than you might think. It really comes down to 3 basic things. First, just glance at the label. Look for words like biodegradable. Second, rethink the bottle. If there's a refill option,
grab that instead of a whole new plastic bottle. And third, just be smart about your water. Every single drop you save really does make a difference.
It's so easy to feel like our little choices don't matter in the grand scheme of things. But they do. Every single bottle we pick, every drop of water we save, it sends a ripple out into that bigger global picture. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Just imagine, what if every single product on the shelf had to tell you its true environmental story? What would you choose then?